Simpsons Index, an online spreadsheet that is also a podcast. This is the podcast.
Coming to you out of SideQuest Studios, this is the Simpsons Index, episode 316. For all you Stone Cold Steve Austin fans out there, hello, I am your host, Elliot Jay O'Neill, joined here as always, except when he's not, by BT Calloway.
This grim vision of the future is brought to you by patreon.com/SideQuest Studios.
Nice to get the plugs in early, and do a mid-roll as well if you can. And joined by returning champion, it's Michael Swaim.
Woo! I have a different association with 316. Did Steve Austin also give his only begotten son that our sins might be forgiven? And we sit at the hand of the Lord?
Weirdly enough, yeah.
Okay, great.
What's that from? That doesn't sound like it's from a great story at all. And joined by first-time guest, brand new champion, it's Abe Epperson.
That's right, I'm already a champion. As I've arrived, I love that you guys have thrown flowers into the streets and we're wheeling my carcass around. So that's great.
It was difficult because we didn't know which street was yours, so we just had to just blanket the streets in flowers. This was expensive.
That's the right answer. They're all my streets. So.
Well, in Australia, fortunately, there's not that many streets, but, you know, on behalf of the nation, welcome. Welcome to the podcast.
Completely depleted the continent's laurels. Yeah. They're out of laurels now.
Yeah. There's no streets.
Yeah.
Where do you learn things?
There's some streets, no laurels.
Or laurels.
Accolades dangerously low.
Yep, that's our motto.
Yeah, welcome to the Simpsons Index. We review Simpsons, and we ask our guests questions about the Simpsons. Like, first of all, Abe, first-time guests, we like to ask our first-time guests, what is your history with the show? Where did the Simpsons begin with you?
So this is hilarious because Swaim is a champion. He watches it every night. Because I watch him sleep, I watch Simpsons. When I was growing up, my mom was one of those types that was like, Bart Simpson is not a good guy. I don't want my kid to be learning about this stuff.
Your face?
So yeah. Did he deface a statue?
And
so I was like literally on target. I didn't watch any of the Simpsons, have no nostalgia for it.
Wow.
But understood in college that I was like, all right, I want to enter comedy. I have to know the relevant references. And this is like number one, right? This is... And in addition to that, I'm a weird guest because I don't love animated comedy. I think for the most part, it sucks. I do identify that Simpsons is the OG. It is the most powerful, and it's undeniable. So I recognize its power.
Oh,
but
you
I
mean
am,
even not having nostalgia for it, it struck you as good still?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I watched episodes or the seasons 3 to 9. I watched it and then I was like, that's so good. I watched it again. And then I like put it down. I never watched The Simpsons again. I'm not, continuous with it or anything like that. So it's a bizarre experience to be on an a podcast that talks about The Simpsons, because frankly I shouldn't be here.
No, we enjoy having guests of all
you.
I joked about the smallness of Australia, but we did actually have a guest on from the state of Tasmania, which, if you don't know, is the tiny little island, the little triangle off the
maps
coast.
often leave off.
Yeah, that maps often leave off. And we had a guest from there that they literally couldn't get the TV signal to get Simpsons in the 90s. So, yeah.
There you go.
And Abe, sorry to put you further on the spot, but I got to ask, right
Please.
as we were syncing to record, they made a ubiquitous nerd reference that I know from childhood, and you laughed along like, oh yeah, that reference. We all get that reference. Now I'm going to ask, do you know what 5 is Right Out is from?
5 is Right Out is Monty Python.
Okay, all right, great. Okay, Monty Python.
Sir, I am a studier of comedy. I believe it's pronounced.
Right past it.
He's been at the school of silly walks.
No, but like Simpsons it's a little bit of a blind spot for me. In terms of like, I think the references, I do know names like Nelson and Martin, which will become relevant in this episode.
Mandela, Luther King Jr.
But like ultimately, I will lose 90% of it in jokes or callbacks from previous episodes, I'm sure.
You have no idea why Michael's background is Mo holding a knife to Neil Gaiman?
No, that's Neil Gaiman.
Or what character I am when I say callbacks. I'm not supposed to get them in my eye.
Here's the thing with being a friend with Swaim. He's gonna come at you with references. You just gotta kind of duck and pull with it. Like,
if you've seen Boondock Saints, it's like 65% of it. The rest is that old comic strip non sequitur.
It's
that's
mostly
me.
upset.
Hey, that's me.
That's me.
Well, I like the idea of like having to study in college Simpsons so you could be a bit more social. It's like, you know how Duolingo added like fucking Dothraki from Game of Thrones? It needs to add in Simpsons references into
Simpsonics.
Yeah.
This is all a ploy, frankly, to get on this episode. From age 20, I've been planning for this.
Damn.
So I'm curious then. So what about your history with the show now? Have you checked out anything from the new era outside that golden, 3 to 9 seasons that you checked out before?
Not really. In fact, this was an adventure for me to realize that it hadn't changed at all. You know, like, oh yeah, there's an iPad, but like...
Yeah, Homer has iPad now.
That's your takeaways. It still struck you as Simpsons.
It still
interested
did.
to hear that.
I was expecting a lot more of a tectonic shift, you know, like because so many things have over time. I'm sure they have had their moments where it's like, oh, this feels wrong or something like that throughout the years. But this one felt like a run of the mill. Yeah, we see the city react. We see Lisa. We see Homer. We see like it feels like they haven't condensed the formula, because why would you?
There's like an offer up top that's only there to be a diversion so the town can get money and do something else.
Yeah,
it's all very Simpsons-y.
Yeah.
All right. Well, turning to our returning champion, Michael Swaim. So where are you at with the show now? Are you still watching it every night according to Abe? Are you watching new episodes? Where are you at?
No, I arched my eyebrows because that's not true. There was a time. In fact, I feel bad, almost like betraying a lover, neglecting a lover, because I haven't lain with Simpsons. Well, okay, I haven't. So I fell into
on again. Yeah,
I fell into
it's a simpsuationship.
Ooh, nice. It's complex. Simpsons. I fell into my eye. I'm not supposed to get portmanteaus in it. I fell into resetting thing in my life where I became obsessed with watching Star Trek, not even because I consider it the best show, but people know about me. I get stimulus overwhelm, and so now I just have Star Trek in my ear all the time, and that's been true for maybe like 8-9 years now. And so I only watch Star Trek and then the things that I cover as a reviewer. If you follow our podcast and also watch Star Trek, you have my full media diet. But up until that weird thing happened, which happened like 8 years ago, I watched The Simpsons regularly. And very recently, because I had my own Simpsons podcast that has come and gone and hopefully will come again soon on a different network, I just recently rewatched The Simpsons in its entirety, exhaustively.
Oh, so, damn.
Because if people who don't know, or listeners of this show who don't know me, I will plug my last episode of my show, Simpsons Taught Me Everything, was a 2-hour feature-length, fully scripted video about Groundskeeper Willie, and for that I watched Simpsons in its entirety so I could make an exhaustive spreadsheet of every Groundskeeper Willie appearance,
exhaustive
reference,
is right.
and line ever made. Yeah.
It's incredible if you haven't seen it. It is so researched.
It's a movie length Groundskeeper Willie video.
Our friend over at YouTube, I don't know if you know, The Real Jims does like these character deep dives, but yeah, usually they cap out at like 20, maybe 30 minutes.
Nice.
Fucking 2 hours on Groundskeeper.
Not only 2 hours, like his transitions. This is something I told him. Like, he is cycling through like 8 episodes just to make one joke. You know, like it's too much.
Yeah,
it's too much. I love you, Swaim.
My signature secret as a writer is actually that I am an exhaustive editor to an annoying degree that almost no one would put up with. So thank you, Abe, for appreciating that. People don't appreciate how hard it is to link 2 lines that were said 25 years apart. And you're like, why did you even stumble upon those things in succession? How did you find those 2 things? For example, Groundskeeper Willie, I found out by doing this, has been ejected forcefully through the school's ventilation system 3 times. All 3 times he ends up shooting into the gym. Twice he's greased up, and one time he's in hot dog water. So like all these stats, you learn all these stats that no one's probably ever assembled ever. There's no reason to.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's no fantasy Simpsons to play.
And I'm really interested to hear, Abe, that's your take, because I trust your eye. But like the frog boiling in the pot, you know, I know a lot of Simpsons diehards think season 30 is nothing like season 9 in a way where they're not easily recognizable. But you put perspective on that. You're like, no, it still is. It does the formula, and you're right.
It's what
it
we
does.
like a variety of expertise for, because, you know, it brings perspective.
Well, I mean, it's like, I'm sure there's going to be minutia where they're like, if this were season 4, they would word this, you know, sentence like that. But I'm like, I don't care about that as much as, you know, what are TV shows, but like times for me to jump in with my pals that I remember loosely.
I'll tell you what the recent rewatch really highlighted for me that I'm sure you guys, BT and Elliot, have learned also doing this show. The animation process / style changes so much more radically than I consciously remembered, because I was putting Willie clips together. I'll be like, man, there's seasons where they decided to mathematically be on model, like almost as if a computer made their dimensions and proportions always consistent. And then even later, like 3 seasons where clearly they threw that out and were like, it doesn't matter. When Mo turns his head, his eyeballs can like change shape and size. Who gives a shit? And it's like you can sync it up with, oh, they were taking this lead, or the budget got slashed and they switched to this production company. It's very interesting.
Well, yeah,
It's
because
not
like
bad. It is to me, but
all animated shows have like a 50 millimeter lens, and they can't for some reason find a different lens. You know, like that seems to be the way. But it's like a blanket for our eyes, right? Like you watch it and you go, "This is comfortable. This is what I expect." That's part of the charm, I would argue.
like this episode we're covering today is textbook. Everything looks perfect and clean and correctly on model.
Yeah.
But I was surprised, like season 27, they'll have episodes where it looks very like Adult Swim and casual.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think we like noticed those sort of changes in the behind the scenes in terms of the audio as well. Like there was a distinct shift where it felt like they weren't prioritizing soundtracks as much anymore. And then Alf Clausen gets fired, and you think, and then they move it to Hans Zimmer's company, and you think, oh yay, we're gonna get a bunch of blah in Simpsons soundtracks now. But no, it's kind of just as quiet, but more prone to kind of random needle drops that don't fit the Simpsons audio aesthetic. And I think that's certainly the case in this one as well.
Simpsons audio has always been surprisingly spare. Like I'm always look back at the old episodes and I'm shocked how little. Like it is just a radio show with cartoons in a lot of ways. But now everyone I wonder if it's that they're older. Everyone sounds way closer mics to me now. That's what I notice in past year 30. Like you don't hear like big inhales and stuff.
Yeah. They're doing compression mainly, I think.
Yeah, or just the actors have to be turned up a little bit more because, they're not projecting as much because they're all in their 60s, if not older.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Well, and I mean, not this one, but like in the coming seasons after this episode we're reviewing, like there is the issue of like, certain actors sound like they have different qualities of setups in their home studios, but
home studio, that makes sense too. A bunch have probably demanded, I'm just going to do this from home now.
Yep. And, you know, in the case of recording in 2020 and 2021, you had to. But let's get into this episode. So we just watched season 31, episode 12, The Miseducation of Lisa Simpson. First released in February of 2020. It was directed by Matthew Nasdaq, written by J. Stewart Burns. In this episode, the town with money is like a lot like the mule with the spinning wheel. Wait, it's not that episode, it's this episode. The town comes into a whole treasure chest of doubloons, and they decide to spend it with one of Marge's crazy ideas by introducing a big STEM school. And if you don't know what that is, she'll spell it out for you, and so will John Legend. But it turns out the STEM school is algorithm-driven program that's training everybody to eventually take care of old people, and that's the sinister underlying thing.
Funzos. No, wait, it's not the Funzo one, but it's the same concept.
There's a little bit of that going on in this episode, but hey guys, what do we think?
I kind of stopped taking notes about halfway through. That feels like that says a lot to me.
Oh, like was the episode good? I don't know. Do we want to go down that road?
I mean, it's literally a review podcast.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, no. That's why I was refreshed to hear Abe say.
Yeah, it all feels the
Because
same.
I'm not as fatalistic. I think the standard wisdom, of course, is, I haven't even watched it since Stevenson. I still make that show. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I watch it. I'm like, no, I still like it here and there and think the jokes hit. And per Abe's point, I did appreciate that it did those things. But at the same time, I guess as a cataloger of Simpsons now, I can't unsee. And I have a problem that a lot of people don't have, which is for someone who loves comfort and repetition, I also value novelty and don't like that it's Funzo meets monorail episode. Like, I don't like that I can just go, oh, it's that one plus that one equals this one. Or the one where Smithers, or, Homer the Smithers. And you're like, they already did this. Homer filled in for Smithers in a previous episode, not called Homer the Smithers. So stuff like that does bother me. So I'd say 2-star episodes. And Azaria's Chalmers voice is really coming through the Captain McAllister voice at this point.
Yeah.
That was the other thing. I was like, close your eyes and it's just Chalmers with a going yar.
Yeah. How about you, Abe? How was this?
Abe liked it.
I was pleasantly surprised. I wouldn't say like they still got it is like my review, but like there's very fine details that please me. I like that the ending of the episode is that essentially we're all vending machines, like pumping out our juice for others to profit from. Like that's a funny message to me. I know that many, like Rick and Morty has done that, the context matters in terms of like identifying what they're doing, but like it's all like a nicely bouqueted flower arrangement. My favorite joke is Martin roasting magicians. His confession that close-up magic videos causes the algorithm to feed you suicide hotlines. Stuff like that, where it's like someone was saying, like, the jokes are still good. And like, frankly, at this point, I don't have a Simpsons podcast, so I have no skin in the game.
Right.
This is totally workable. I enjoyed my
experience. You just watch things for fun? What are you talking about?
I don't know what's wrong with me.
2 out of 5 stars. I don't want to totally shit on it as I scroll through.
But I understand that there's a quality.
But I also do see there's also an Andy Rooney quality to it that I'm sure we'll unpack more, but I do want to get into the point of it because the point is very funny. It still definitely has the Simpsons life in hell. Like it does, like Abe says, I do think it hits on, that's legitimately incisive satire. And you're not wrong about some of the problems with society. But where it lands on is, no, it's still the only job that will exist. We just won't be good at it now. Nihilist. Oh, well, it's all fucked. And I'm like, that's the boomer in you being like, the world has moved on and I don't even know what to say about it anymore.
It's okay.
I have no solution, whatever.
Yeah,
and
that was
they're
my kind of...
speaking to like, sorry, and then I'll shut up for a bit, but like, I feel like some of the, what's his name? Seth MacFarlane, or in the modern era, there's a casual celebrity cruelty that Simpsons seems to have absorbed from other shows as a feedback loop. And in this one, it boils down to the joke about Pearl Jam, where I don't understand why is it a problem for Pearl Jam to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Why is that apt for Sideshow Mel? Like, I don't get it.
I was distanced by that joke because I grew up listening to Ted.
Hit and miss. It's all hit and miss all the way through. But then
I
he's right.
do have
a
theory,
there are
sorry
hits.
about that
There
one.
are definitely hits. No, please.
Ooh, I want to hear it.
Yeah.
So, the Simpsons have approached Pearl Jam and Eddie Vedder multiple times to be on the show. Apparently, they really wanted them for the Homer Palooza, the one with Smashing Pumpkins. The joke was originally meant to be Eddie Vedder, Pearl Jam, Homer Simpson, Silent Play. I don't know. And the episode that Metallica ended up being on, apparently that was one where Pearl Jam were initially approached. So, I think this is them. Well, they don't want us, we don't want them. How about that?
Nah, how does it feel, Eddie?
It's not very even flow of them.
Yeah, but I had a similar thing with this where the first half, I had a pretty good time with it. I was like, and then there's a certain point where they don't know what to do with their own setup, I think, and you don't really get a conclusion outside of, oh, well, everything's going to suck. And it's like, I mean, okay, that's not a Simpsons ending, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like they had anything else in the tank.
Yeah.
Simpsons are often nihilistic, but there's a cop-out factor. That I don't know. BT obviously felt it too, but I felt at the end wonk wonk, that was a cop-out ending.
I think this does really change when it hits the factory or when the AI really starts because we get being a sea captain, then we get Springfield, how does the town feel about it? This all feels very
well,
home.
then STEM education
and then
is
STEM
the middle
Academy happens.
Yeah.
And that feels like school, but kind of like a South Park episode where it's an adjustment to the school. What if the school is slightly different? And that doesn't feel too far from the Simpsons angle.
Yeah.
But then we're okay, we're going to a fourth location now, which
they spared no expense on location budget in terms of just drawing locations this episode. They do go all the fuck around. I also thought it's just so especially hard to buy and see a season 31 Lisa going, a school for smart kids. Wow, a gifted program. Maybe I'll fit in for the first time ever. And you're like, have you not done this 4 to 7 times where you've gone to a gifted program and you thought
and you finally feel accepted somewhere?
For the first time, I'll be welcomed by my peers.
Yeah. In that classroom she walks in, there's Martin and Database and a few.
I'm you've done this with those people before.
Exactly.
I mean, 30 seasons.
Yeah, that's sort of my kind of thesis with this one is that it does feel like a couple of borrowed Simpsons plots and kind of a retread, but maybe generous take in a way that gives it a familiarity a bit. But there's a tendency with comedy that's bad these days to go, oh, that feels like it was written by AI, and it's turning into a bit of a hack joke now, but I mean a genuine concern as well. But this one doesn't exactly have some of those moments in its weaker jokes, but it does feel a bit Mad Libsy at times, I gotta say, with the various okay, so STEM, iPad, algorithms, these are all things, how do we Mad Libs these into Simpsons situations?
Things snatched from your parents' Facebook headlines.
Yeah.
That's what I mean is I don't think it's AI, it's exactly what happens. It'll happen to you.
Comedy writer.
And very normal comedy writer thing, which is legends. Everyone gets older. Time makes fools of us all. And I think smart, good comedy writers, which the bulk of Simpsons writers are. J. Stuart Burns has proven himself many, many times as a great comedy writer, but he's older now. And I do think it's a thing where you go I'm well-versed and I know the zeitgeist, but I know enough to know what I don't know. Yeah. And I know that skins, I know what they are, but I don't play Fortnite, right? My nephew told me about it, or I know enough to make a joke about it, but I'm not going to give a nuanced insiders. I'm not even going to risk that. I'm going to do the basic low-hanging fruit joke that I've seen everyone doing about skins or iPads or whatever. And that's where you get this thing that feels like Mad Libs, old writers who are doing good jokes, but all bunts, all safe, kids do use their iPads a lot, or, that was a clever iteration of the joke everyone does about that. I get from this a lot, but that's fine. A lot of them are good. I really liked skins. That's how boys play dress up.
Yeah.
I'm that's a good observation. That's incisive. That's a good satirical point. Sure.
Yeah.
When someone at Cracked was musicals are just kung fu movies kung fu movies are just musicals for mask guys who like fighting. I'm that's totally true. Totally the same skill set. Yeah.
But to your point, the ending image of this episode is Homer consoling Marge. I'm just saying things, which is
That's a Mad Libs.
Bottom of the barrel,
Yeah.
Homer joke, right? It's just like, let's laugh at Homer for being a dumb, which is all we've ever done. So it's hard to like throw any like barbs at that. But like at the same time, it's just like, what are we doing here? 30 years later, we're still making the same Homer like Homer's been fridged a little bit.
It's funny that I love joke math, but at the same time, there is always something mystical about jokes where I do still think it's timelessly hilarious. Marge, my friend, I haven't learned a thing.
Yeah.
Whereas this is almost arguably the same idea. What if he just says, I'm just slamming words together? But this one feels really lazy, and the other one I cited seems legendary. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
That's why we would argue for hours and hours about the word Daniel O'Brien especially would be like, the adjective there or the adjective there, the adjective there or the adjective
And then
there.
I'll flip the entire joke.
It can ruin the joke totally, or make for one of the best jokes ever.
Also,
depending.
I think a lot of it also just comes down to error. So I don't remember when Marge, my dear, I haven't learned a thing happened, but I imagine that's somewhere probably early 10s, something like that. Whatever it is. The point being, it's not after 31 years where there are certain times you can make that joke. I think we've said before the kind of everyone just party down endings. They get to do maybe one of those. So, or like the end of Das
or
Boss,
every
like
so often, but you can't. Yeah.
where like you can maybe once every 10 years have a line where you're like, and the children got saved by let's say Mo, and have
That's
that
a
be
good
funny instead of a cop out. You've got a limit on how many times you can do that, and
That
also
works
where you are in the
because
show.
it's James Earl Jones. That's
Yeah.
part of the math of that one.
Yeah.
And the voice guest stars in this one do not hold a candle to that guy. But
Well, it's Gabe Lewis from The Office, right? Did I hear him in
so
there?
Zach Woods here is playing
Zach Woods was in there.
the principal of the STEM school. He's having a bit of a moment lately. Had a video go viral commenting on the whole Riyadh Comedy Festival situation. Yeah.
In a good way or a bad way?
Oh, he was very critical.
Of it, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
He was critical but sarcastic.
Yeah, Bill Burr has been right on the line for me, and the Riyadh thing pushed it over. I'm like, okay, he's with that group.
Yeah. And yeah, we had lost a couple of our Australian heroes. Like Jim Jeffries is doing it. And
Yeah, that's
fucking
actually here,
Jamoan
too.
is doing it. A name that I'm assuming you Americans do not know.
Don't know.
No, yeah, big Irish comedian who was very big in Australia in the 90s and early 2000s maybe. Yeah, I like how I didn't see his name in his headlines because people don't know who that is.
No.
Speaking of which, though, I did really like in this episode John Legend's little song about why Homer should not have to do jury duty.
Yeah.
That's a good topic for an improv song. Could you write? That's a funny line. Could you write a song about why I shouldn't have to go to jury duty?
Also, just a good scene. Let's do a scene that doesn't matter,
Yeah.
relevant
Who do
to
we
the
get this
plot.
week? John
Let's just
Legend.
you got two guys together.
Yep.
Do a joke.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Let's move on. It's like 60 seconds.
I will
maybe.
say, just to kick the questionnaire off, a moment that stands out to me, for better or worse, is that interaction with, John Legend, Chrissy Teigen, and Marge, where, the song was, whatever. Like I said at the start, Marge spells out what STEM means, and then has John Legend essentially repeat it in a smooth, silky slow jam, and add some, generously labeled jokes in his song. And then Chrissy Teigen comes on stage and her and Marge are... Mom, there's a Freudian slip right there.
Oh.
We all got you.
And
It's on the record. Ha
Homer, Bart, Lisa, and Sex Mother are all there. Itchy and scratchy.
the hot one with the big blue hair, yeah.
Mother wife.
So Marge and Chrissy Teigen just talking Instagram and this is my online friend IRL. I liked your photo on Instagram. Oh, it was Totes and Torbs. Just that's the kind of
Totes
Mad
and
Libby
Torbs.
shit that irked me in this episode.
I hope they announced the new Simpsons movie.
Yeah. We know. Don't worry. We recorded a 20-minute special talking about our thoughts on it, which
Over at patreon.com/SideQuest Studios.
Hey,
Haha,
midstream
quarter
plug.
roll ad.
I'm just putting money down now that Julie Kavner's final line for The Simpsons ever in any context, movie, show, whatever, last gasp before she dies and they collapse the studio on top of her and burn it, is she's gonna say Rizzler.
Rizzler.
That's it.
Ohio.
Homie, you're such a Rizzler. That's where we'll go.
Oh,
They'll be
God.
like, we gotta kill this. This is
Yeah.
done.
That scene had probably my favorite written joke of this episode, by the way, which I think is spoken by Carl, right? It's Lenny and Carl, correct?
Yep.
When shouting out something before I know what I'm going to say. But, like, Carl has one, I'll never have kids because my nards were cooked by science.
Yeah.
But if I could, I'd like them to learn about the science about why they don't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good joke.
That was one of my big laughs of the episode. But
Yeah.
again, Chrissy Teigen just going,
Yeah.
go away, John Legend, and go charge the kids' iPads.
Yeah, that was a great.
Fuck.
That was an example of like it was better said. I don't need the visual of him going to plug them in, but just the line itself was
Oh, yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that gives me like modern day, like current contemporary Jerry Seinfeld vibes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where you're like, what can we talk about? Kids are always on their iPads, you know?
What's the deal with kids?
Kids always on their
iPads?
goddamn
Kids and
iPads.
iPads. They watching too many ads.
Camo hat Santa, no.
Can't say that.
How about you, BT? What's a moment from this episode that stands out to you for better or worse?
Look, I feel like we've dodged around it enough. This opens with kind of a Raiders of the Lost Ark parody, in which case the Simpsons explode a bunch of Nazis. When did this show go woke?
Wait, also, is Horatio supposed to make me think of Indiana?
I don't know.
That really set me up to be confused by the reference, because it is an Indiana Jones alike, right?
Yeah, definitely Raiders.
But they
Totally.
call the first offer is, hello, Miss Horatio.
Oh, that's Alfred
I'm like, who
Molina,
the fuck is Horatio?
right?
Indiana is Horatio?
I thought it was they were doing an
Call him
Alfred
Nebraska
Molina
Smith or
leading him
something.
into the cave kind of thing. Is that not? That's Raiders, right?
There we go. I learned something. Captain the sea captain, more commonly known, full name is Horatio Peter McAllister.
Well, there we go.
Oh, so they were just making it lore consistent.
Yeah.
I think that's a weaker choice than making something that clearly lets the reader, so to speak,
Than
know
just saying,
we're doing
Mr.
an Indiana
Jones.
Jones thing
Yeah,
right now.
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, well, this is also kind of one of those. Is that reference fair to say that's evergreen? Because every now and then we get a lot of criticisms of course, you don't understand The Simpsons. It's for a different audience now. And I'm like, have kids seen Raiders? Is that a thing? I don't, between Fortnite skins, are they also checking out classic Indiana Jones movies?
If J. Stewart Burns himself can expect to understand all the jokes, I should be able to reasonably expect it. He's as old as I am. He wrote it.
Yeah.
They did warm it up for the kids though, because they were doing an Indiana Jones map
Yep.
reference, which I did think was funny. But the Pirates of the
Yeah.
Caribbean
Yeah, theme music then kicks
music
in.
is playing,
Yeah.
and I was like,
that
oh,
was
they had to update.
Much more contemporary.
Yeah, I like it. Does
15-year-old franchise
bring
Pirates of
me-
the Caribbean.
bring in kind of my main point, which was actually like a mix of I did like the whole sea captain's this is his origin story, this is why he's in Springfield kind of thing, but also very sad.
Very
Yeah.
sad reveal for him.
The idea he's been searching for 40 years.
Yeah. I'm okay with them being like, here's a new origin story that's totally unsupported. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it wasn't an especially sad one. And
Yeah.
So-
I really liked the payoff line, but we worked in secret for 40 years. I've been playing
I
a flimsy
became-
one
I
note
became a one-
character. Yeah.
I should have been your treasure. Clutches the mayor.
Yeah.
Yarr.
I did enjoy though as they, set the scene. Oh, we're going to set on and go get the treasure together. And then as, the mission is going on and it's failing, the music is slowing down. I thought
Yeah.
that was actually a really nice bit of production and kind of
Yep.
where the whole tedium of the joke actually worked for me with the crossing
Yep.
off the sections of the map getting ever slower. That was I liked that production.
The shit, the internet's ruined my brain. I was getting so impatient. I started speeding up VLC player. I'm like, I get it. I got it. I have such a stupid job. I'm like, I got to watch 8.5 more Simpsons episodes today. Let's get through this shit.
Yeah. And of course it does have a bit of a callback to, Bart and Skinner with the telescope and
Yep.
32 degree seconds, 47 minutes, no sighting.
Yep, I did have Secret Bart's comment in there as
Yep.
well. Yep. How about you, Michael? What stands out to you from this one, for better or worse?
I'm trying to find one that made me happy. Or did I think I may. Okay. So I guess it's all negative from here on out. I'll save my one. Well, you want to do the compliment sandwich.
Yeah,
I only
true.
have one more nice thing to say, so that'll go at the end.
We do like sandwiches.
Speaking of sandwiches, one, I'm going to take 3. This is how I work. You invited me on. You know how it goes.
No, I just like the line, 1, I'm going to take 3. That's point 1. There's going to be 3 points.
You can all bury your heads in the sandwiches, says Homer, which didn't just bother me because it's lazy Mad Libs. Like, it's just a thing a dumb guy would say because he's just getting the phrase wrong. But he's saying it to Lenny and Carl at lunchtime while they're both holding donuts. Give them sandwiches. Like, make there be a reason he's saying that. Similarly, I guess I'll do 2. So I also lied. So we would talk about when we would sit around and argue about jokes a lot, the A choice and the C choice, right? And then there's like the Z choice where you're like, the punchline you expect is to get to the other side. Why did the chicken cross the road? To fuck your mother, right? It's like the B or the C.
Yeah.
But then the Z choice is like, why did the chicken cross the road? Hairbrush Tuesday sideways. And you're like, I see. You're doing that.
It was a simple lampoon.
Or you're just doing, nonsense. And I feel like they lean into the Z choice so heavily that it starts to give you that AI feel. And the main thing for me was that Homer sees, I see how they got there, but it's too tenuous. Yep. Homer is upset about automation, and that's the theme of the episode. So he sees one of those soda remix machines that can do the shots of syrup and decides, and some writer in the room, I'm sure, pitched, what if we do a John Henry old-timey song about Homer, who has no arc in the episode otherwise, just doing, like, I can be a vending machine too, and I'll pour soda. Then another writer in the room, rightly, I would think, pushed back and said, yeah, but soda pouring's not a real thing. That's not like a job or a function in society. And they go, oh, I know how to fix it. In the song, the funny lyrics will be, Homer got confused and did soda pouring, but soda pouring's not a real thing, which are literally the lyrics in the parody song. And to me, that's where you're like, it feels like you made a bad joke, and then you're going, no, I'll explain it. Let me explain it. I'll fix it.
You'll correct it, yeah.
No, I'm clever because I know it's a bad joke.
And you're like, nah. Because it's so obvious. Like, no, he should have seen a normal candy vending machine and become like a food truck or vending guy, but you didn't have enough room in this episode for that, so you crunched it into this weird non sequitur and you plastered over it with a song.
Yeah, I do wonder about this, like, because it does feel like it kind of breezes through its points and plot a bit too quickly. And even though, like, I did say I liked the slowdown at the start, I'm like, yeah, maybe it's not the most time-efficient episode in telling its very many stories that it wants to tell.
I think it's got more ineffective. I feel like throughout all opinions in this room, that's not a room, we all have a feeling that we were fine with where it was going, but not where it went. And that,
not where it landed, yeah.
Yeah, so if the problems are in the beginning with, you could free up more time for the end, this is a long way to say that I think the beginning is fine, and even if you have that slower, kind of boring introduction that's intentionally boring to be funny, it would have worked better if we'd ended up somewhere we liked.
How about you, Abe? Is there a standout moment from this episode, for better or worse?
Well, honestly, I want to respond to, like, it's an interesting, weird, revivified corpse that we're looking at here. There's like this strange, it's exactly what you expect the Simpsons to be, and it's also updated for the times. There's an unreality, there's an uncanny valley, I think, that exists by the time that we get to this. Like, for example, the algorithm gives stars to the students, right?
Yep.
How many stars do you have? Which is obviously a take on, like, Montessori schools, right? Swaim knows what I'm talking about. He went to a Montessori.
Yeah, but then they tie it to, and isn't that just like social media and getting canceled?
Getting candy.
It feels like they tried to tie everything. They're like, and that's like how
And gig economy
and
things.
school and automation and elder care. Let's get it all in here.
And this is different from, like, oh, Bart has an iPad. What has gone wrong? It's not. I'm not like old man
Three-prong
yelling
is
at
hardly a
cloud.
galaxy.
Yeah, no. But it is like, okay, so your take is of the old school and trying to be like, I've seen this all before. This is all happening again. That is kind of there's a little bit of a whiplash that happens to my brain when Simpsons does these, like, soapbox moments, because it's perfectly ascribed. Like, the jokes, I do like some of the jokes, like Bart, like, having, like, I even got the skin unlocking badge, you know, like, okay, that's a good joke. but like it's observant of just the behavior of society. It's almost like a lot of these Simpsons writers are misanthropes, because it's like, okay, society's changing. We have to agree with that. But also, like, can we relate it to something that is a little bit more familiar? There's that Mitchell and Webb look. Or no, Mitchell and Webb, what's the name of the new show
Aren't
that they
helping
have?
or have issues?
Aren't
I
helping.
forget how-
Mitchell
aren't
and Webb
helping.
aren't helping, which I don't know if you guys like sketch comedy, but they have a great sketch right up front where there's like an old writer trying to convince young writers that like this is a good joke and this is where we want to go with the joke. Like it's just a comfort factor for me. That vibe really like encapsulates this episode for me, because it's like I think we're probably all reacting to the fact that we didn't stick the landing here. It's because it's like it feels malformed. It feels like it's trying to bring up the past outlook and trying to apply it to the today in a strange way or in an older fashion. That's not inherently bad. It's just something that, like, when you look at, you go like, oh, that's what that is. And I get that energy from this episode for sure.
Yeah, for real. Like, and like in the same thing of like it sort of feeling like weirdly comfortable in a lot of ways. Again, like
Right.
it's sort of it's acknowledging that it's hitting the same plot beats as its past, especially in the town meeting where Marge stands
Right.
up. Oh, I have something to say. They're like, oh no, we've scheduled the Marge nagging for the end, and then look at the thing, dull. Like,
Yeah.
it's very much that being like, yeah, we know we're running the treadmill again. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
fine, as long as you take it somewhere.
Yeah, but moving on with the questionnaire, was this a particularly wacky episode? See, Abe, on the Simpsons Index, we believe classic episodes had an amazing balance of wackiness and heart. So, just starting out, how was the sort of cartooniness of this episode?
I mean, John Legend just appears.
Columbia recording artist John Legend.
Yep. No, wackiness. I like that it gets. I think the power plant gets referred to as a coal-fueled nuclear plant, and then later on, there's like a quick cross visual of people shoveling coal into the steam stacks. It's like, okay, I like that they brought that back. A callback is always funnier to me.
Oh, yeah, to go in with the whole Ballad of John Homer, song break that got a title card. And,
Oh, is that what it was?
yeah, Homer pouring the soda, and then, he's sweating so much, he's pouring a cup of sweat at one point. That was a wacky, cartoony moment.
As a sweaty man, I take offense.
The Simpsons fucking got you, man.
Yeah, they did. That was about my whack. Anyone?
Yeah, how do you think they landed the animation moment, Swaim?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's what I dislike about the Homer arc. Not that I don't love wacky Homer, but it felt almost
He's
like
Captain Wacky.
they had a really coherent, layered idea, satirical idea that they were interested in, which is basically more like a cleverly structured way to tie a bunch of references together. It's like, hey, let's do an episode about STEM education, which was a buzzword at the time this was being produced. But then they were also like, we're the Simpsons, how can we undermine? The undermine will be that Lisa realizes, oh, we're exclusive and everyone else is just getting exploited. And then they're like, oh, no. Then at the end, let's go full nihilist and just say everyone's just here to serve elders. And I'm like, that's too real and true. And like, not that they can't, The Simpsons does biting satire. Matt Groening is like a dark humor, straight-faced misanthrope often, with other moments of heart. But my point being, that felt super grounded and like ripped from the headlines and talking about issues. And then they're like, we need some whack in this. Let's get Homer in here dancing, spitting soda, saying at the end, I'm so dumb, duh, duh. But it's like, that felt really unsupported and shoehorned in. I felt like Homer was literally brought off the bench in this episode to do a schmear of whack and then step
Yeah,
out.
it's like, the audience is lagging there. Get out there and shake your moneymaker.
Or like, it's still a cartoon. Let's have Homer do something that breaks reality. Can we get a song in here? Something? Yeah.
Yeah, because again, with the sort of template of a Simpsons they're sort of working with in the Mad Libsy way, it's like, yeah, the school that's too good to be true, a school where Bart's excelling, Lisa thinks something must be going on here. And, like, her discovery, like, it's all, like, very much in this Bart-Lisa story. Like, I think the unique and interesting thing they do with it, though, is, like, they end up being at odds, where Bart's like, no, I like this. I'm doing well at school, and I'm unlocking skids and badges and getting all those nice little video gamey rewards. But Lisa's like, but the Sinister Under thing. But I don't think they left enough time for that sort of to play out and for that mystery to get rolled out. And yeah, it did end up feeling too wacky with them discovering that the algorithm was playing everybody, even the principal in the end.
Yeah, because it does kind of have the problem of behind every algorithm is someone writing code. That's a person still. So
Yeah.
Well, but
you
it
can't
also had the weird solve of, or I'm like, okay, you're conflating two things, which is the kids easily foil the system by downvoting it. Like, no, they would just rig it. Or I can't go to enough, obviously you can't go to Twitter and vote against the racism and fascism that's now rampant on Twitter, and the mods will change their rhythms or patterns. Yeah. Anyway, I guess the algorithm that enslaves us doesn't respond to a 1-star rating. That's how you cancel other human beings. The algorithm itself cannot be defeated with ratings.
No,
you're
absolutely right, because the way it's portrayed is like, it's not even as consistent as like Dave from 2001, right? The AI itself explodes because it feels sadness
unpopular
for not being liked.
It's weird.
And that's a human
ending.
emotion.
Yeah,
So at the end, they even characterize the AI as someone who is beholden to human emotion.
just wants to be loved.
Dealing with robo-depression and can't get out of its virtual bed and saying things like that.
The joke bucket is really good. Like, it's not a bad joke. It's just that it feels like...
Oh, Dr. Perceptron and Futurama. Amazing bit.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
exactly.
That's how you save the future. Give the robots depression.
Yeah, exactly. Why do I feel pain? When it comes down to it, it's like not really setting its own, like the thing that it's out to say, it's not really like landing that in a way that is effective. So
Well,
sure.
Yeah, and the other flip side of that, the heart of the episode, when it all does come crumbling down and Marge goes, oh, my STEM school, and it was like, I had that moment of, oh yeah, this was your idea. Where have you been in this episode? Why wasn't there the reminder at the dinner table where she's so proud of her kid's progress? It was just Bart being like, oh, Dad, I got the badge earning badge. And he's like, woohoo. And then Bart's like, cowabunga. And then...
I think isn't there a little bit where they come back from their first day and Marge is like, so how was your first day at the school I built?
But
like that.
but I guess my point is that she's not continuously invested through the story. They get distracted with the Homer song and dance.
There needs to be a scene with Lisa and Marge talking about like what they like.
Little
about
crammed,
it.
little rushed. Stuff feels scant because they had so many ripped from the headlines things to reference. Yeah.
So many headlines to get in there.
So was there any other heart in this episode? Did you feel any bumps anywhere?
Look, I don't feel like it was intentional, but Marge saying that Chrissy Teigen's photos of her kids was totes adorbs feels like old enough slang for Marge to be using it, and I kind of found that funny.
That just felt me with a cold sense of dread. I don't know why.
Similarly, because it's so long,
Yeah.
I don't know that it's their fault because I don't know if they knew how spot on it would be at the time. I mean, the trends were certainly already in place, but I actually found it really darkly depressing because it's so true. Or at the end, especially that they did the double undermine reveal that everyone's a chump and Lisa's final messages and nothing can be done about it. Boomers are going to destroy the world. Your job will just be catering to them and then dying. And that is true for a lot of people in my generation and below. And I don't want to be reminded of it in my Simpsons episode. It's more true for other people than me. Like, I'm lucky in that regard. But like on a demographics level, that's kind of is a huge, real problem. And knowing that all the people making the show are in the 60s and are like, oh, we see the problem, but we're gonna die, so it doesn't really affect us. But man, good luck with
We'll
that.
be the ones you're looking
I'm like,
after.
you fuckers, this episode's depressing.
You'll be giving me a sponge bath, and I'll tell you about the good
Yeah.
old days of making the show.
But I'm like, you're not wrong. It's like when I saw the SNL where Larry David calls out Jerry Seinfeld in the audience who goes, it's like we bought the last 2 tickets to Disneyland before it burned down.
I know.
Can you believe it? We just made a show and now we're set for life. No one does that anymore. And you're like, yeah, I know. It sucks, man.
Yeah.
I want to put that. I want to put those two in an uncrammable locker.
This
like
show
the
did
uncrambled.
educate me on. I'm like, that's why school lockers change designs. That makes total sense.
Oh yeah,
Uncram
the
them.
Because I've
crammability.
noticed the school lockers have that,
Like mid-divider.
and it must be so you can't cram kids in it. That makes total sense. Yeah.
Specifically Martin.
Yeah.
You can't cram
Yeah.
Martin in.
If they just work hard enough on their geometry, they can figure out how to cram a kid in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There's the
Or,
cramming coming.
If they instill the right body image issues, they can get there.
You can Tetris a child into that locker.
Yeah.
Gotta call out, just in case it doesn't come up for any other reason. There is an epic sign joke, which you're always going to hit some dingers, in this, which is, I think, when they show all the stuff becoming services for the elderly.
Yeah.
And the car that says DoorDash becomes a car that says OR Dash, taking an old
Yep.
person to the operating room as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yep.
Pretty good.
I did think the whole retroactive relabeling of STEM into sponge bath, one word apparently, elderly toilet massage was a
Yeah,
bit.
toileting elderly massage. I'm like,
Yeah, that
sh-
was incredibly labor.
bat that around the writer's room a little longer.
Yeah, that was.
Inelegant. Inelegant.
But ultimately, did this feel like an episode of The Simpsons? Are the characters behaving like themselves?
It felt a bit like a Frankenstein of previous episodes, and yeah, there's something about that tone of the ending that feels like a no, but everything else, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I would say Homer's the only odd man out, where it felt like Homer wasn't truly Homer, but it's only because we saw so little of him.
Almost
and
like he was
felt
asked to
harangued
be
into-
on, and he just did
Yeah,
some Homer
exactly.
shit. Yeah.
Even Marge felt like, okay, you're in place, you're doing the motherly thing, and the omitted scenes that we've addressed, in retrospect can be like, oh, that's weird. But as watching the episode, no one went out of character too much, I think.
No.
We still have, Milhouse should definitely be the first to call for revolution. That stuff feels correct.
Yeah, no one felt off, and I think that's sort of where the Mad Libsy approach actually works in this episode. Is that this isn't one of the ones where I'm like, that's not Marge, that's not Hope. Even though the Hope thing was kind of stupid, it's like, yeah, but he would take things to the nth
there's
degree like
something
that.
about-
To Abe's point at the top of the episode, Abe was saying it's nice to watch a 30 season one and go, oh, the formula's intact. It usually is, but there are the occasional episodes in the 20s, 30s where you're like, what show even is this? Where they
Yeah.
try a thing and it's just not Simpsons at all. So
100%.
it definitely feels like it's designed by committee, but the committee knows what the Simpsons is. They didn't fuck it up. Yeah.
I think there's been a lot of animated shows or other comedy shows that in your 30-year tenure you're affected by, right? A single Community episode comes out and you're suddenly like, oh shit, is this how we have to do things now?
I swear
Is
you
this
can
how we
see
have to-
Justin Roiland and Seth MacFarlane shift
Yeah.
them over
Yeah.
the years. Yeah.
Sorry, BT, what were you going to say?
I don't remember anymore.
Doesn't matter
So
then.
something witty and insightful.
I'm sorry.
Oh, interesting. That BT, he did it
Yeah,
again.
he sure did.
But yes or no, would you watch this episode again?
All right, so in 20 years' time, when everyone is in elder care, I'm going to put this one on and be like, see, Simpsons predicted it.
Yeah. How about you guys?
I do believe the depressing things it says are going to come to pass pretty spot on. Yeah, pretty in line with BT. I think I'll only watch it for work reasons or compilation editing reasons in between now and when I release an essay video about how, see, they knew, yeah.
Yep, every time The Simpsons referenced robots.
And the 4-hour Captain McAllister deep dive.
Yeah, yeah.
Deep dive being the... how about you, Abe?
we all imagine the isolated island what your mixtape is.
Mhm.
I'm gonna probably have Simpsons on
Yeah.
the list of if I get one TV show, just because the plurality of it.
Yep.
But like, frankly, other than that, I don't see myself seeing this again.
All right. Well, what would we like to change about this one to make it more repeatable? BT, kick it off.
I'd just go somewhere else with the main plot and maybe free up some time by booting that Homer subplot, because I didn't, dislike it, but my main complaint is I don't like where the whole, like, once Lisa discovers the truth, nothing really happens. There's not really anything going on. So I'm not sure where to take it exactly. It's a bit more of a, structural rewrite than a just, hit these points instead, but... yeah, it's kind of where things started to slump for me, so that'd be my big change. Or we just stick with the story of Captain McAllister hunting down treasure. He pulls up the chest, but it's a map to another area, and it's a whole seafaring adventure. We've talked before about this show's been on for 30, however many years at this point. Let's follow some B characters, B and C tiers. Let's see what they got going on.
Yeah. How about you, Michael? What would you like to change about this one?
Well, speaking of they sometimes try to go too recent with their references or whatever, sometimes the exact opposite. We didn't touch on at all Carl repeatedly imagines himself as the Jetsons future.
Oh, yeah.
And it made me wonder, because the Jetsons is a franchise that has not kept getting re-upped, and it's not like there's new Jetsons. There's new Garfield stuff. There's, but I'm like, how many people are watching season 30 Simpsons and are like, oh yeah, the Jetsons. I haven't thought about the Jetsons.
Yeah, well,
so
we had a
long.
weird thing where...
Funny you mentioned that, yeah.
For our other podcast, exclusive to Patreon, but also available on the free feed. So many plugs. Starring Springfield, we watched, what was it? The Jetsons meet WWE superstars.
Robo WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Punisher meets Archie.
And it was this weird thing, where we were just like, hang on, the Jetsons has never been, rebooted. And the original run only got a season. So how does it still have any space?
It's not like Flintstones and Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
How do we still remember it when it hasn't been re-upped?
Exactly.
It's
this very weird pop culture artifact that everyone should have forgotten it, and yet it gets referenced enough that we don't. But why does it get referenced? It's not that interesting.
Yeah, the Jetsons and WWE short movie was released in 2017, and that was the first Jetsons anything in 27 years. Yeah.
Holy cow.
So then for Simpsons to bring that up again another 3 years later is,
Topical.
again, weird. Because it didn't exactly have the cultural staying power or real nostalgia either. Maybe there's some big Jetsons heads out there, but not really.
I watched Jetsons Meet the Flintstones movie on VHS a lot as a little one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But that was 30-something years ago.
But then I'm saying, and Flintstones has had multiple reinventions since then.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much, again, totally in line with BT. Lose the Homer plot. I know the powers that be are scared. No Homer. An episode without Homer. Lose the Homer plot. Let it be Captain McAllister's treasure turns into a STEM school, and that unravels into a scam. That's enough to fill an episode. And then, spread that out a little more. Maybe add some heart.
How about you, Abe? What would you like to change?
There's that one scene with Chalmers where he's like, I vacation to river rafting because there's a lot of widows.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
On the Ohio, yeah.
I think this episode would have been much better if it were literally just a River Wild parody. Just Chalmers and Meryl Streep and Kevin Bacon. Whitewater rafting.
So he'd be was that Pullman
the young son?
I guess he would be the David Strathairn role in the River Wild, I guess.
Yeah, I forget who's the protag in that.
He's just here to fuck,
we know they have Meryl Streep's number, so we can pull that together.
David Strathairn was wow, I forgot.
A lot of widows.
I almost missed this entirely because, they usually have this weird fourth act credits bonus scene, but then after the black and yellow credits, there was another scene. Did you guys all catch that?
No. I think Disney Plus skipped to next episode and I left.
Oh, they do that. They've got no decorum.
Oh, there is the steamboat.
Oh, damn.
There's a steamboat scene, the Buckeye Bell.
Yeah.
Abe, it's your exact pitch. He's hanging out with a widow on a steamboat.
Okay.
They did a post-credits joke of that. That's so funny. I also miss that.
The
Yeah,
bastards
and he says
did
to her,
it.
Melvin sounds like a wonderful man. I'd like to sketch you. And then, yeah, Gracie Films, we're out.
No idea Simpsons did post credits.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's inconsistent, but
I'll have to re-edit my whole Willie thing.
yeah. Oh.
Another 2 hours from
I'll see
you.
you hired it cracked a third time.
Yeah, look, as for things to change, yeah, I think just echoing the points, yeah, just get rid of the Homer thing. I want a bit more of the Bart-Lisa relationship. It's a unique thing when Bart's able to enjoy school, but, like, he's not wanting to look at the sinister reasons why, because finally he's good at this thing that he's constantly getting told that he's bad at. Like, I like those stories where they investigate Bart's insecurities around that, and that, yeah, he acts up because he doesn't know how to deal with this system, and here's a system that's encouraging him. Like, I found that, like, all oddly compelling, even with the very, like, oh, I'm unlocking skins and badges, and here's my dreadlock sideburns, and, like, even though that was a bit eye-rolly, like, and yeah, I like a good little Lisa investigating thing, and especially because the episode is called The Miseducation of Lisa Simpson, like, I want a bit more sinister thing to her coding as well, like, again, questioning what even the gifted class are doing this for, like,
Like they're making the code that's being sent downstairs to the other kids that's ranking them or whatever.
Yeah, and despite what I was saying about enjoying the slow pacing of the Captain McAllister stuff at the start, yeah, maybe we need to free up some more time everywhere, but yeah, having said that, as like a first act fuck you, and like the joke of like, yeah, we redesigned the Springfield map last night, like I enjoyed that they just carved out that little bit. That was interesting.
Yeah.
I meant a tax on not wearing puffy pants.
Yeah.
Isn't the title a reference to
Miseducation of
Lauren
Hill.
Hill, I assume, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Cameron Post, because that came out in 2012, right?
Oh.
So that was like a zeitgeist movie at the time.
Oh,
I
interesting.
don't
with
know what that
Chloe
is.
Grace
No.
Moretz. It's about realignment. Christian family has a gay daughter.
And she's sent to a re-education
She's sent to
camp.
re-education camp, which I thought was a strange reference, but that's where my head went.
Was it called Miseducation or Re-Education? 'Cause
No,
that's-
it's called The Miseducation of Cameron Post is a movie, but I was assuming it was the Lauren Hill album.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, but that's so even more dated, but I guess that could be a reference.
More dated, but it's
Either
more
way,
famous.
neither of them have anything to say about AI.
No, it's just a straight pun. It's not.
It's
there's
just-
no,
yeah. that's
But
fine.
yeah, a absolute banging album though, if you get the chance. And how's the Cameron Post? Is that a good movie or?
It's pretty.
I'm assuming it's depressing.
It's all right.
That's forgettable.
It is depressing.
Oh, okay.
The tracing that it does is fairly obvious. Like if you've seen Saved, that film
Good movie.
is a comedy and also does a good job of examining the problem here. This movie is not super, like changing the conversation.
Well, it doesn't stars any Simpson stars in it, so yeah,
No,
we've
you
got
say
no
you
interest
don't
in
know
it.
about it. Yeah.
All right, well, I think it's time for our final notes.
Now it's time for our final notes. Everyone's final notes. That job will be taken by AI in the future.
Michael, we'll start with you. Do you have any other notes, parts of this episode you want to mention before we move on to the rankings?
Absolutely not.
No,
I
I've got...
have no filter, so you heard me. I blather out anything that comes to mind as it comes to mind.
How about you, Abe? Did we miss anything?
Yeah, I'm just looking a new zoo with more attractive animals.
Yeah,
is
that was a good line. I like
Uh,
it.
Good
Agnes
line
yelling
that I
out,
just
yeah.
wanted to call out. But other than that, yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, oh, that's right. That was another, like, weird feeling joke with Flanders go, how about a cuckoo clock with Jesus that forgives the devil every hour? That was very,
Yeah, that's a
very
weird,
Mad Libs.
weird box to grab
Yeah.
from. Yeah.
But I did like Lenny shouting out, what about those death panels we were promised?
yeah.
How about you, BT?
I only got a couple. There's a line from the sea captain's wife, supposedly, where he comes home and she says, I made a roast for dinner, then I threw it out. And just
Yeah.
her delivery is really, like, very spot on. I quite liked it.
Yeah.
Depressing as it was. And yeah, kind of to the idea of, oh, we know this is a thing, but we don't know what we're saying about it. Bart has a line of, I filled enough Amazon pea bottles to rank up, or something like that. It's like, Yeah, that feels very much like you understand enough to make a joke, but what are you saying? And that is all my notes. Elliot.
Yeah, I liked the line from Skinner being like, what are you going to do with your forced retirement? There's a skydiving center and they need someone basically be their secretary. I thought that was a good Skinner line. Yeah, the whole fantasy joke about, then Bart and Lisa in the future are getting whipped by soda machines, too poor soda. Fine coming back around, but again, had Carl flying around in the Jetsons thing. It's just like, why did they think this was a repeatable joke? Like, even that fantasy sequence in the first place where he imagines the future and there's is it Earth or the moon that's
half of it is burning and half of it's frozen, yeah.
Yeah. Weird bit. Yeah. Anyway, it's time to rag. Oh, wait. I'm so silly. BT, you must ask our guest the most important question we ask.
Yes. So, Abe, we like to spring a surprise question on our first-time guests. Basically, if you could have a sandwich named after you, what would be on that sandwich? And if that's too difficult, you can simplify that down to what's the best sandwich? But if it's, a rainy day in Chicago for some reason, and I walk into a sandwich shop and I sit down and I'm getting the Abe Epperson, what am I getting?
Oh, wow. This is an out of the box.
It is. It's tough. We can give you some
Everything
time.
in me wants to do a joke, but there's a certain sincerity about the question that it takes me back.
Yeah, it's something that frankly should be on everyone's dating profile as far as I'm concerned. It exposes you as a human being.
And then Tombstone for after.
Yes.
I think it's going to be a French dip, right?
All right.
But I need to enjoy it in front of my love, Rachel Weisz. So that's so
it's the Rachel Weisz comes and watches you eat a French dip.
All right. So,
be still my heart, Swaim.
no, absolutely.
Don't tempt me.
She's married to Daniel Craig? Oh, shit.
I can be her Craig.
I can Daniel.
I can be James Bond.
I hear they have a
am
strong
James
bond. So just out of curiosity, for full clarity, is she just Rachel Weisz as she is herself? Is she dressed as Evie from The Mummy? What are we doing here? Just anything in particular?
Any answer is a correct answer.
I do like a sandwich that's an experience. It's not just the food itself. There's theatrics to go with it. So yeah, nice.
Yeah. It comes with a side dish.
Look, she's the main dish, and then there's a side dish.
I was talking about the French dip.
All right, and then we swing the spotlight unexpectedly back to Michael. We like to ask our returning guests, people change, times move, and tastes develop. So would you still have your original sandwich? And Elliot, if you don't remember what that is, Elliot, do you have it primed?
Yep, that is the hot dog with peanut butter.
Yes.
Oh,
so
yeah.
is that the...
Ooh, I like that you answered the sincere one. Oh,
I had that for lunch yesterday. So
is
yes.
that going to maintain, or are you going to change up your answer?
No, I think that's a good, unique, probably not likely to be taken by anyone else. Yeah,
It absolutely has not.
camp out on that. I'll park it on peanut butter hot dog.
We've come close lately. It was actually a weird thing where the episodes were almost back to back where we had Canadians on, and these two don't know each other, and but one
said the same sandwich.
but so close. One of them said peanut butter with pickles on it, and then the other guy said peanut butter, pickles, and hot sauce.
Interesting.
They can both go to hell.
Or Canada.
That sounds awful.
Don't knock it till you try it, I guess.
No, well, I mean, that's the thing. I remember I think we had quite the visceral reaction to your sandwich, Swaim, when you first said it all those years ago.
Oh, has anyone tried it since?
It was like a week later that I realized, I actually have the makings of this here. What the fuck ever? And I'm like, oh, fuck, he's onto it. He's onto something. Because it has this, real, an Asian satay sort of vibe, especially there's some countries that really love hot dogs in there for Vietnam and Filipino sort of.
Abe's heard me give this speech many times.
Yeah.
I've known this guy for 20
convert,
years, and I've never once tried it. It's like an open defiance to
Peanut
Swaim.
butter makes the hot dog hit harder. The hot dog makes the peanut butter hit harder.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I understand it in concept. I'm never going to do it just to spite you.
Look, I'm currently distracted by the idea of some sweaty guy in a diner kitchen who's like, all right, someone ordered the episode. Call Rachel. When can she be here?
She's got to get in.
20 hours. Okay.
He'll wait. He will wait.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
And what the hell, Swaim, if you could have a celebrity accompaniment to watch you eat a hot dog with peanut butter, who's watching you?
Chrissy Teigen, obviously.
Daniel Craig, so that Abe can make time with Rachel Weisz while I'm distracting him.
Yeah.
My perfect wingman,
Yeah.
Michael Swaim.
Nice.
I'd like, hey, Daniel Craig, watch me house this hot dog.
Daniel
like that,
Craig
Daniel
watching
Craig?
you eat hot dogs.
Wow, he's more like a duck.
You're like, check it out, Daniel. I'm going to do this one in one bite. Oh.
So how many of these do you have? A whole plate. Shit. I like the idea that
Too
delis
many.
are like across the road from each other as
Yeah.
well. So.
Yes.
Is that my wife? Shut up and watch me eat.
All right, it's time to rank this thing. On the Simpsons Index, we rank using a 6-point scale, which starts down the bottom at failure. Maybe if the episode was just meh, you give it a participant. But for the positive rankings, you got okay bronze, good silver, excellent gold, but for the best of the very best, you give cubic zirconia. I'm going to go first. Let me show you how it's done. Look, extremely generous feeling bronze on my part. I feel like it's just sort of a cut above, especially a lot of the more unambitious participants that we've reviewed lately. I think sort of in terms of joke quality, there are at least a couple of actual LOL moments, which, you know, I've learned over the course of doing this podcast, when you're watching something alone, that is so much harder to achieve for a comedy show to actually physically make me laugh out loud. So I've got to give it points for that, even though like the story kind of washed over me. But I mean, at the end of it, I was just like, yeah, pretty inoffensive episode of The Simpsons. Kind of falls apart when you pick it apart, but yeah, that's where we're at. BT.
Fairly similar. I think I'm just a little less forgiving because I think the opening is a bronze, and then it just kind of meanders, and I end up in a participant range, and that's the kind of taste in my mouth that I'm left with. So when I think of this one, I'm just going to think participant. It's fine. I don't hate anything about it, and maybe a few more jokes or a little bit more plot, it would have pushed it back up over that bronze line for me. But as it stands, participant.
What about you, Abe?
You know, because I don't watch The Simpsons, I'm going to give this one slightly higher. I'm going to put it in the silver brand just because it's making me want to rewatch The Simpsons more.
All right.
And that's
Igniting
the
the
energy
interest.
that I'm coming at
Good
you
enough.
from 2025.
It's a good show, and, you know, check out thesimpsonsindex.com for our spreadsheet on the episodes we recommend. But before that,
So many plugs.
Michael Swaim, what do you reckon? How are we leaving this one?
I have slightly different emotional attachments to the words or to the tears, I guess, because I feel very similarly, but I would call it like a solid bronze, not a generous bronze, but still
Sure.
bronze at the end of the day.
Still,
Yeah.
it's a choice of adjectives, but yeah, a bronze by any other adjective would smell as something.
Smell like something.
Smell like kind of
Smells like
copper.
pennies. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, inputting those numbers, that's... oh, yeah. I didn't have to do that. That's a bronze average. The participant and the silver equal each other
You
out.
didn't
so-
have to use the algorithm? What?
No. And I literally did just punch numbers into an algorithm and like, oh, I could have done that with my human brain.
I thought you were just tapping, your notebook with your finger and be like, doot, 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 doot.
Well, no, I'm punching in the numbers because that is our last episode from season 31 for us to review.
Oh my God.
And we are, with that, leaving this season off as a shiny participant. It will be our 22nd best season.
Wow.
And right behind season 20. And, we like to leave some of these episodes on a positive note, to recommend to the Abes of the world, what should you check out from the new era and especially these later seasons. So, yeah, from season 31, actually has our top rank of the last few decades of Highway to Well, where Homer and Marge open competing pot dispensaries.
And it's better than it sounds.
Where, Marge is working for a very, corporate medicinal place, and then to fill a gap in the market, Homer's opened a legal but illegal feeling pot dispensary where it's just like an apartment and Lenny's playing a bass in the corner and someone else is playing an N64. He's really giving the 90s skeevy stoner experience. It's quite a funny episode.
What's the top tier, statistically, what is the best season?
Statistically, the best season is 7.
7.
It would have been 6, but there is the romance clip show in that sort of tanked the averages and pushed it down into third place.
Got
but
it. 6 and 7. Man.
Yep.
Yeah, so the top 3 spots are 7, 5, 6, and 6 has the caveat, if it wasn't for that clip show, it'd be the top-rated season.
Yep.
Yeah. What was another one from season 31 that was good? Oh, Living La Pura Vida, where it's like a bunch of families going on a...
Costa Rican vacation.
Remember
Yeah,
that
and there's a
one?
bit of a mystery unfolding in that with Kirk and the Van Houtens, and that's a good collection of characters. And Thanksgiving of Horror, where they do like a Treehouse of Horror, but it's all Thanksgiving parody things. And one of them's Apocalypto, but with turkeys. It's really weird.
Yeah.
But it's quite a good episode. Again, the episode descriptions of the good and bad episodes of the modern seasons are indistinguishable. It's just the
Right,
episodes
it's just
themselves.
the
It's a lot of
execution,
chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A PTA has not disbanded. Now I'm just reading season 6 episodes. Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah, that one. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it
Bart-
like
Bart's
I
comment.
think that does have the most like episodes to get a unanimous
Don
cubic
Cutters.
zirconia.
Yeah.
Ooh, Stone
Grandpa
Cutters.
versus sexual inadequacy. Homer, bad
classic.
man.
Yeah.
Bart's girlfriend. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know
it's a
this.
shame we've already reviewed those because it'd be fun to review those good episodes.
It has my number one all time, hands
Yeah.
down, Simpsons moment that I will always
Yeah?
say is my favorite when asked, which is, oh, it might not please the city fathers.
Fathers.
Fuck their tongues.
Tongues.
Yeah, you
Stroke
know,
their
the one that
beards
ends
and say,
with
what's
Marge
to be
going,
done about this Homer Simpson?
Look, just get rid of the sugar, okay? Maybe my
An
favorite.
all-time
The
B
bees
story.
are defending themselves somehow. Just the best B plot ever.
The
yeah.
strong must defend
Yeah,
the sweet.
I nicked it when you weren't looking for that split second, and I do it again.
Yeah, between that guy and the beekeepers, all-timer single
Yeah,
appearance
like
singers.
single
cast.
That's
characters,
maybe
yeah.
the best bee arc in any
No
sitcom.
noise.
Yeah.
Suggest
No,
no
suggest
bees.
no bees. Oh, you mean my camera or whatever? Yeah, that's right. The bee-mobile.
Awesome.
So good.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today on the
Thank
Simpsons
you.
Index. Abe, have you got anything to plug?
It's going to be the same thing that Swaim's plugging, which is come over to where we talk at the Beans Talk, patreon.com/smallbeans.
That's what it's called.
That's what it's actually called.
Small beans.
Yeah, we talk movies, we talk video games, we talk health and wellness. It's a weird space, but a very thorough, and if you like us, you'll like this then.
No, absolutely. Yeah, been a big supporter of Small Beans from day dot, and just
Yes, you have.
so much diverse and wonderful, thoughtful podcasting going on there. I love all the spin-off and mini-series. The comparing Andersons as well was a lot of fun. Like, especially as I was sort of deep diving into both those guys was really good. Yeah, the Coen Brothers series as well, and
Thank you.
getting into our boy Stephen King. Yeah. No, really good stuff. How about you, Swaim? Anything else to add from that?
Just go on and check out, I think the YouTube title is the most exhaustive Groundskeeper Willie video ever. Yeah, that's it. The most in-depth Groundskeeper Willie video ever made. Look for that. That's
Yes.
all I'll add.
And it is that. I don't think anyone can claim on the internet
Otherwise, certainly. Yeah.
otherwise.
Have to find an old man ranting in the park to get a more in-depth insight
Yep,
into.
that's the energy of Swaim right there.
Stay in the car while I just try and talk sense into this raving derelict. Yeah.
Who's stealing your thoughts?
But no, like I forgot to clarify before the podcast what we can and can't say on the air in relation to the Simpsons podcast and its status, because I thought you were doing such amazing work on that, and that especially that episode where you got Bill Oakley on was such a treat.
Super
and
fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys talked about sandwiches too.
oh, true.
Mostly.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's Bill Oakley, the fast
It's-
food king.
that's
Yeah.
his
It's
thing,
universal language, you know.
Yeah. So, are there plans to bring it back?
Mm-hmm. That's all you get.
Yeah.
Well, watch this space. We'll certainly I'll let people know because, again, amazing Simpsons show. We'll put all the links for everything in the show notes.
It'll be called something legally distinct, so you'll have to look for
The legally
something
distinct
slightly
Simpsons show.
different name. Yeah.
Maybe the Simpsons index. Maybe that should be the title.
Yeah.
Nah, terrible for search engine optimization. There's already like a science thing called the Simpsons Index.
The Simpsons Diversity Index.
Yeah,
Oh,
terrible.
is there? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
we
true.
found that
That's
out
so
after
bad.
launching. Weird.
Yeah, we're terrible with SEO
We
here at
are
SideQuest
terrible.
Studios.
We are also. Yeah.
Being our old podcast, Thrones of Game, you put that into Google, it's like, did
And
you
it
mean
just
Game
gives
of
you the
Thrones?
shout,
Yeah,
right?
although, look, if we're doing plugs, can I plug Thrones of Game? That is one of my favorites. That was where I'd already watched the entire series of Game of Thrones, but Elliot had not watched a single episode, and so we watched the entire show in reverse order.
Oh, nice. That is a fun idea.
And it was a lot of fun, and it's one of my favorite things we've ever made. So, terrible SEO, but fantastic show. I really love that one.
No, it was a lot of fun to do that one, and especially like the Facts of Game of Thrones episode that we did, where we went through the exhaustive list of like over 100 actors that have been in that show and found like one or two fun facts about them each. That was like one of the favorite podcasts. But in terms of podcasts of ours that we're currently doing and plugging, what are we doing, BT?
Well, as aforementioned, there is Starring Springfield. This is the show where we review movies that star the cast of The Simpsons. So just out to the free feed was The Aristocrats, which has Harry Shearer and Hank Azaria in it. The great thing about the show is we get a huge variety. A lot of it is a lot of kids stuff like Rugrats, but we also get like the original Twilight Zone movie. Elliot, what are some others? Because I'm drawing a blank real fast.
Well, usually here we turn to our guests and like, do you guys have a favorite movie that stars one of the regular Simpsons cast members, or perhaps a least favorite movie?
Mm-hmm. Being aware that we started with Godzilla, because we know there's 3 of them in that.
Yeah.
That is an excellent question.
Movies tricky. I'm rewatching Rhoda, which is Julie Kavner was Rhoda's sister, who's the main support comic relief on that show. If you're an unaware listener, Rhoda was a show that itself was a spinoff of the Mary Tyler Moore Show. And also Rhoda, the character, played by Julie Kavner, voice of Marge, is the inspiration for why the next door neighbor Ruth Powers always has a red handkerchief on her head.
References and references, yeah.
But that's a show.
Wow.
Movie I can't pull. Yeah.
Well, for the Stephen King fans, the second episode we ever did was Maximum Overdrive, starring a young Yardley Smith.
Awful film. Yeah.
But beautifully awful.
Yeah, that was another one where the ranking system we devised kind of like, we couldn't put it in a box. It's sort of like, it's all the rankings.
No, it's on its own. Yeah. That and Michael Jackson's Ghosts. They're on their own island for the Stephen King.
But yeah, more recent ones we did our first foray into anime films, which like actually English dubs, there's actually a few of them that qualify for our rankings. Like we just did Kiki's Delivery Service, which is like, I think I called it the Animal Crossing of films. Like, it's such a comfy watch.
But Phil Hartman is in that one as, Gigi the cat.
Yeah, Tress MacNeil as well. Yeah, so if you go check out the Patreon page, patreon.com/SideQuest Studios, you can be the one to suggest the movies that we review. And yeah, that about covers it for the Simpsons Index today. Once again, Small Beans, Beansy Boys, thank you so much for beansing with us today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Bean.
Beans.
I learned from The Simpsons how to stick the landing.
I just learned because of internet reading words you threw at me that Dan Castellaneta is the narrator of the original live-action Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that
Get
in
out
your
of town.
He's got
podcast.
about 3 lines, and we watched the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, see,
Just
that's
for
the thing.
that.
We use the word starring very loosely.
Right.
Like,
To
we
be
just
like,
reviewed...
hey, let's watch the Mario Brothers movie. Yeah.
Yeah, like we
not?
recently reviewed Say Anything, and Dan Castellaneta has an uncredited performance, and I'm pretty sure you can only see the back of his head. Like,
Yep.
so yeah, very loose on the starring, but yeah, check that out. Patreon.com/SideQuest. I've already done that bit. Sorry.
Yep.
Goodbyes. See you guys.
Bye.
BT, thank you.
I'm going to go work on a musical about Kung Fu. That feels like the best of both worlds.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
See if Jackie Chang and Rachel
And
Weisz
Jackie
are
Chan
busy.
sing.
We'll check it out. All right. I've been your host, Elliot Jay O'Neill.
I feel like you forgot to say goodbye to our guests.
I did. I said thank you for beansing with us, and I landed that excellent pun.
Well, they got split, and I got confused, and I'm going to bed.
It's 10 in the morning.
I'm aware of the time.
I'm your host, Elliot Jay O'Neill. That's all the mustard in the house.
Thank you for listening to the Simpsons Index podcast, which is also an online spreadsheet available at thesimpsonsindex.com. We're also on social media. You can follow us on Blue Sky, Instagram, and on Threads. Links for all that and more are down in the show notes. Lastly, please consider giving us a 5-star review on the podcasting app of your choice. If you had a podcast, we'd give you a 5-star review. And now please stay tuned for the bonus scenes!
Oh, yeah, and I'm not actually recording the video. That's just for us here. This is an audio-only medium.
Got it.
I will not be TikToking you guys.
Ticking nor talking.
Despite advice that maybe we'd be more successful if we did.
No.
No.
Too much work.
My mother told me I had a face for podcasting, and that's the damn the way it's going to
I
start.
listened to her advice.
All right. So we're going to play a little counting game we call the sinking game, so I can line this up in audio later. So it's a really easy game. I'll go 1, Beej will go 2. Let's say Swaim will go 3, and Abe will be 4. And we'll just count around like that, and that's how I sync my audio. All right. Ready? Everybody got their number?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready to win this.
All right. Here comes the first number. 1.
2.
3,
4.
1.
2.
3.
4.
Perfect.
You changed the rules, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, normally I count up, but that's thrown guests in the past.
It has.
Remember that one? Who was it? It was like, I never knew there was going to be a 5.
Oh, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Yep.
As made famous by the band Steps.
Yeah, the number of the counting shall be 3, Elliot.
5 is way out, yes.
5 is way out.
All right, let's do this.